Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, August 14th, 2014. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The St. Vincent Girls High School is the top performing school in this year's Caribbean Education Certificate examinations, recording an overall pass rate of 96.9%. According to a news release issued by the Ministry of Education, the Girls High School is among 4 schools to record overall pass rates of 80% or more. The other schools are the St. Joseph's Convent Kingstown, recording 93.68%, the St. Vincent Boys Grammar School with 93.03%, and the Thomas Saunders Secondary School recording 85.27%. The release also states that 10 schools obtained creditable performances, including the St. Martin's Secondary School with a total of 78.2%, St. Joseph's Convent Mariaqua 78.16%, Adelphi Secondary School 75.88%, Mountain View Academy Adventist, that's Mountain View Adventist Academy 73.66%, Union Island Secondary 70.62%, West St. George 67.27%, Intermediate High School 65.93%, Central Leeward Secondary 64.56%, North Union Secondary 63.99%, and Bishop's College Kingstown with 63.14%. The St. Martin's Secondary School recorded the most significant improvement, increasing from an overall pass rate of 54.95% in 2013 to 78.2% this year. Overall performance in the 2013 CAPE results remained the same when compared to the results in 2013. 90% of entries achieved grades 1 to 4, which are acceptable grades, the same as in 2013. According to a release, the number of candidates this year was 29,379 compared with 28,228 in 2013. There were mixed performances in mathematics and the sciences. Both units of applied mathematics returned identical performances as last year. 89% of entries achieved grades 1 to 5. 27% of entries received grade 1 passes in both units of applied mathematics. Both units of biology recorded fewer passes this year, with 86% of entries achieving acceptable grades in Unit 1 compared to 90% last year. There were also improvements in chemistry and physics. Performance in the humanities remained steady when compared to last year, with French and history recording a slight improvement. The government, as well as officials from the International Airport Development Company, recently reassured the public that the construction work at the airport site will be substantially completed by year's end, and the facility would become operational by the middle of next year. But while Leader of the Opposition Adam Eustace and the members of the New Democratic Party remain firm on the point that this will not materialize, Eustace explains that the lack of development of existing hotels and the lack of new investments in constructing resorts are clear indicators that the business sector is also not confident about the completion and operation of the Argyle International Airport project.
So much doubt has been engendered over the airport, the constant extending of the time. People, maybe we'll see what happens. We're going to get these other passengers the truth. Are they going to come? So, those things, those decisions are not taken just so. People don't say, well, because they build an airport, are going to do this. They will have that idea, but they'll implement it when they're satisfied that the facility is there, functioning properly, and other things are in order in the society. So, it's hard to make that kind of decision until you're certain about the airport.
The amount of money owed to Venezuela under the PetroCaribe arrangement is said to be increasing, and according to the Leader of the Opposition, Adam Eustace, such a development is a cause for concern. Under the agreement, the payment system allows for the purchase of oil at market value, with 5 to 50% to be paid up front with a grace period of 1 to 2 years. The remainder can be paid through a 17 to 25-year financing agreement with 1% interest if oil prices are above US $40 per barrel. However, Eustace explains that the debt was increasing at an alarming rate, amounting to as much as 10 to 20% of GDP for some countries. And although the amount currently owed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not as much, Eustace contends that with the current economic situation in Venezuela, The question now for Caribbean governments is how much longer Venezuela will be able to be so generous to Caribbean countries.
Venezuela is in deep economic and financial trouble. How long can they continue those judgment storms on the PetroCaribe? The article starts off, with the Venezuelan economy worsening and residents of Caracas unable to buy diapers or even toilet paper due to foreign exchange shortages, how much longer will Venezuela be able to subsidize cheap oil for its political allies throughout the Caribbean and Latin America? That's the fundamental question.
And despite the chikungunya virus being the main matter of concern for the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, head of the National Surveillance Committee, Dr. Rosamond Adams, says his ministry continues to pay close attention to global developments on the Ebola virus to ensure Vincentians are prepared in the event the virus reaches the shores of SVG.
We are monitoring the Ebola situation in West Africa. We have started and have put plans in place in order to detect, to treat, and to contain the virus should it reach our shores.
The St. Lucia Bar Association has indicated that it has not received any information from officials here regarding plans to have former Registrar Tamara Gibson Marks disbarred. The information surfaced on St. Lucian media with the article quoting President of the St. Lucian Bar Association, Andy George, who says that he had seen no evidence that indicates that Gibson Marks had done anything wrong. The article further states that any action taken against the former registrar to have her disbarred would only be limited to her ability to practice here in St. Vincent. Gibson Marks resigned back in May for alleged wrongdoing during her stint as registrar at this country's High Court. Shortly after her abrupt resignation, it was announced that the Attorney General Judith Jones Morgan had filed an application to have Gibson Marks disbarred. The Ministry of Agriculture yesterday signed a Memorandum of Understanding to further enhance its core farmers program. The MOU, which was signed between the Ministry of Agriculture, the Farmer Support Company and WINFA, will facilitate the provision of goods and services to support the loan program for the development of the core farmers program in the banana industry. And Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Raymond Ryan, says the MOU was signed in consultation with the farmers, whom he says are very critical.
Previously, persons were trying to find out whether the farmers were consulted on previous memoranda of understanding. We are reliably informed by the Fair Trade Organization that the wider community was consulted on this.
Ryan adds that the MOU covers several areas which include facilitating credit to the co-farmers.
That the ministry will provide effective extension services to the co-farmer program. And 3, the ministry will also provide services relating to pest and disease control, certification services, and there will be the establishment of the co-farmers program coordination committee. That's quite important. The co-farmer program is going to involve farmers that are earmarked specifically for export of bananas to the EU.
Meantime, Ryan notes that the MOU lists specific roles to be performed by the Ministry of Agriculture, the Farmer Support Company, and also WINFA.
Ministry of Agriculture, we will be responsible in part for the pest and disease control program, access to farm inputs, program to facilitate access to farm inputs, the certification process, the provision of technical services, and of course debt relief for farmers under this MOU. The farmers of SVG Fair Trade Organization will be responsible, and I'm saying these things because I want everybody to be clear what their responsibilities are. One, they will assist with the selection of farmers for the co-farming program. So it is not the Ministry of Agriculture alone that will be selecting the farmers, not the BSU alone.
And the manager of the Farmer Support Company, Charlene Garrick, says she views the signing of the MOU as a way of recovery for bananas in SVG.
And we're hoping that in the future we will be signing similar agreements with other organizations where the exporting of other produce is concerned with farmers who would have gotten assistance from the Farmer Support Company. So I am quite pleased that we're able to do this, and I'm hoping that in the future we will be signing more agreements and the farmers out there will be cooperative with the SVG Fair Trade Organization, the Ministry of Agriculture and the Farmer Support Company where repayment is concerned.
Braxa on Tuesday, August 12th, commenced its summer road cleaning program in various communities throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines at a cost of some 1.5 million EC dollars. The program is expected to run for a period of 3 weeks and will employ approximately 3,000 persons. The cleaning will focus mainly on the clearing of drains and cleaning road verges using road gangs, job contracts and private trucks. Braxa is urging residents to ensure that drains are kept free of debris and to report blocked drains and landslides promptly.